What's up, guys? My name is Kyle. I am Jumpsuit Mafia. As you can tell, jumpsuit it up. So today we're working on my project A4, which is supposed to be, it's supposed to be my build. I mean, I have a AEB head, I have a built motor sitting in the garage for this thing, but you know, that's pretty much it. Nothing crazy, just basic. So pretty much what we're doing today, we're installing this piece, which is a clutch line, pretty much a clutch line adapter for a steel braided line. Now they have two of these, one going to the master and one going to the slave. Now I have a metal slave cylinder which took a crap on me because of rust and stuff, especially with the old lines. So I'm going to be reusing the plastic slave cylinder with the stainless steel braided line. And this from 034 Motorsports is about $30 a piece. I have two of them. And I paid more for shipping for next day air, which is $30, and this was 28 something. So I paid more for shipping than the part. So it pretty much came in. I ordered it Sunday. I guess they're open on Monday, and the part was here by Tuesday. So this is how I have a working clutch, because it started sucking in air from the old line, and pretty much it wasn't leaking, but it was making the pedal soft. So I changed the master. Pretty much the master was fine, but I changed it anyways, and it still had a soft pedal. So it's like WTF. And then pretty much I tried to piece out like a steel braided line through Amazon and stuff for cheap, but it ended up costing me a little bit more. It was like, this is like 60 plus, you know, $60. That the other one was like 40, and I waited like a week for it to ship. And so 60, so a total about $100. The kit for this is like 140, 150, depending on where you go. So I still made out $30. And I'm just doing this so I can have my daily up and running. This was my daily, but then I also have my A8 over there, A8, which is now needs rear brakes, which sucks. So now I'm going to be installing pretty much the plastic slave cylinder, because I had the metal one in there. And I tried to piece out with AN lines and stuff, like AN fittings, like 3AN to 4AN, and didn't work because it was still leaking. I could use the copper washer, but the metal inside the metal slave is soft, so it just strips. So, now I gotta use this with a plastic one until I get another metal one. So, whatever. At least I'll have a stick car for now, because my A8 needs brakes, and anything for an A8 is not cheap. Especially pads. Pads probably gonna cost me like $100. So I'd rather get this running now since I have the parts. Drive this, plus their insurance is cheaper. And of course, I decided to do this during a snowstorm. It just started, literally. As soon as I pulled the car in the driveway, it just started coming down with snow. I was just like, yep, nothing's changed. As soon as I pull a car in, boom. Either it's rain or snow or some kind of storm. Just my life, you know, that's how it rolls. So stay tuned. If you like what you see, subscribe, like, you know, whichever. I'm not gonna force you to do it. So if you like the content that you see, there will be more content, especially now that, you know, I'm back here in the OG driveway, and my tent and my lift is waiting in my shop right now. So I'm gonna bring all that stuff here so I can do my own project cars. So yeah. All right. So here we go. Got all my tools out. Don't worry, son. I will have a pad, an iPod. I will have proper mounts and stuff to do all. What the hell? Oh, it's over there. Oh, I lost my socket. I hate losing sockets. It drives me insane. Where are my gloves? I had gloves. I don't know if I left them here or in another car. Just hate when I buy a box of gloves and they go MIA. Oh, jeez Louise. Well, found some gloves, but not the best, not the worst, but doable for now. Well, it goes right here. And pretty much what you're looking for is down there. So give me a minute. Back at it again. So now we're gonna move this out the way. I got that disconnected. Alright, and then the slave, you can see the bleeder right there. That's where it's located. And that requires a... Why do I do this in the fucking snow? Should just been smart and done it while it was warmer outside still. Well, you know, I'm not too bright sometimes. Kind of idiot. Make a lot of dumb decisions, especially when it comes to working on cars at the wrong time. So I'm an idiot. That's what I do. But this is what's going in. That is going to be going into this with the little clip, O-ring fit. The old one kind of corroded, which was, I think, so, hold up, wait a minute. As you can see in there, there's kind of like, oh, you can't really see, but you can see like there's kind of rust in there, and I don't know why, but there's rust, and it was sucking in air and making a soft pedal, which sucked. So now I gotta pull that back out and do it like this. Now, forgive me guys, I don't have a light. I'm just trying to get this done quick because it's kind of snowing, and you know, people like me who just do stuff like this in the middle of a blizzard, we're just idiots. We're just idiots that love cars. Which is me. I'm an idiot that loves cars. There we go. Okay. Now I'm trying to loosen. Crap. Come on, you piece of dog shit. I love using that term. Who likes dog shit? I'm this guy. So, fun fact, I called out at work today because my boss had me do tires on an F-250. 8 tires. With an old tire machine from 1925 where you have to use a pry bar to dismount the tire, and it was just a nightmare. So it kind of hurt my back a little bit, and I was like, I'm calling out at work today. It's gonna snow, so I'm gonna go. So yes, as you can see, right here, I have 2 AN fittings, and it's leaking from the bottom, as you can tell, because it's tapered seal, but the fitting wasn't long enough for it to taper seal, so it just leaked. And before it was this black thing over there and there. I'm not gonna put a washer in between, but it wouldn't have tightened hard enough to where it would have crushed the washer and sealed, so it would have leaked anyways, because that wasn't long enough either. So now I'm gonna take that fitting, the one I just got from 034, put it in here, put the plastic slave cylinder in there, and do that. So yeah, I got the old slave cylinder. I played some WD-40 in there, so whatever Teflon seal that's in there is going to seal up. It's gonna get a little soft and seal around the new taper, and I'm gonna install this thing, and hopefully it does the trick, because I want it to do the trick. So, hold on. So I put that in there. So this 10 millimeter. Okay, so I'm gonna put this thing back in here. I know it might be a little excessive with the jumpsuit and all, but you know, that's how I roll. Gotta represent the channel, Jumpsuit Mafia, because the name's catchy, and it's also my business name. Also the back of the front. This is jump some audio. Oh yeah. Okay, it's in the hole. Now the problem is trying to get this in the hole. I'm trying to get it to stay in the hole so you can put the bolt in there. Oh wait, is that too far? I can't tell. I can't tell if that's too far. Shiatsu. It's like, it's kind of, see? Hole, finger, finger hole, finger bang, finger bang, bang. Ah, there we go. I'm trying to feel the finger. I mean the hole with my finger. It doesn't, it's in the groove. Doesn't want to listen. Scheiße. Listen to me. Come on. Crap-a-doodle-doo. Oh. You treat me like a baby. Fuck. Oh, come on. Come on, Shelly. Come on, Shelly. This stupid thing is supposed to fit. Last time I got to sit properly. Oh, just like that. See what happens when magic comes. Oh, you get married. What big teeth do you have, Grandma? I got to meet my grandma. At least I got that. My grandma was awesome. That lady was a saint. Call her a saint, Grandma. Okay. Whew. Oh shit. Don't tell me you did it. Nope, you didn't do it. Ha ha ha. Suck it. Look, got smoke over too. Oh. So now you, and this you. Oh shit. Tang tools are kind of cool. I like them. They're hot. Tang tools, sponsor me. Pour for war, please. I see all the tools you give away to all the higher-end YouTubers who have money, but try to help the small guy out too, because we need some tools, man. Look at me. I'm in a Husky tool set. I mean, I got a whole bunch of Snap-on tools at work, which I'm paying an arm and a leg for. But, you know, it'd be nice if you guys help out the small guy. Yeah. Crap. In the midst of talking, I have... Nope. Found it. Okay. Alrighty then. We're gonna go back in here. It's kind of dark, I know, I'm sorry. But... with a smidgen of luck, I will be able to tighten this without any problems. I think it's going in. Nope. It lied. Yeah. Come on, daddy, cool. You treat me like a fool. It's in the way. Something's in the way. Oh, shit. Oh. That's why. Okay. Ratchet. Come out. Goddamn starter solenoid wires in the way. Shit. Okay, I gotta pull this back out again. Fuck. Come on, you fucking son of a... Sorry, guys, if I'm cursing for all the sensitive ears. My bad. This is supposed to be simple, but obviously nothing in my life is ever simple. It always comes with a catch. thank God sometimes it's not nasty. Oh yes, don't worry about that. I'm gonna cut a hose in half and wrap it around the edges so it doesn't cut my steel braided line open. Ah, crap. Come on, where's the hole? Oh, it sits right in there. I mean, it's got a groove, but this freaking ignition wire keeps getting in the way. And I can feel it. Always in my way. But get out of here, dude. See that? See that wire? Iron blaster guy. Come here. Okay. Now you might sit in without a... She thinking you're an actor. She's a player. Come on. But you're not a stayer. Okay, I gotta find the hole, because the hole is being a pain in my hole. You know? Okay, I can feel it with my finger. I'm gonna get you to sit here, and you stay here. Stay. Stay. Fuck. Motherfucker. This is usually the time I get frustrated and start throwing shit, but I don't think I am. I got a little bit more patience than the basic mechanics, so. Come on. Come on. Ah, damn it, it's in the wrong hole. Did you just hate that? Fuck. This is pissing me off of Come on. Okay. One little thing I learned. One thing I learned from a former German convict. Well, he's probably still doing it. I haven't seen this guy in years. But he's the guy that did my VR6 swap. I forgot his name. I think his name was Brian. Cool dude, cool dude. But he pretty much told me that you gotta talk dirty to a German car for it to listen, for it to cooperate with you. I was like, what? What's that supposed to mean? And basically he explained it was that German cars are pretty much like whores. Crap, come on, man. You know, you can't be nice to them. You gotta pay to play and all this other stuff. That was some douchebag in a Ford Focus ST. Thinks he's fast. Show you real power, pal. 1.8 turbo. So, crap. Why won't the sucker go in? She thinks I'm an asshole. As soon as I touch the freaking bracket, it starts to move out of alignment. Oh, crap, it's the wrong hole again. Why is this not working? Okay, hold on one second, guys. So, back at it again. So the problem was, I did not, pretty much on the slave cylinder itself, it has that rubber boot. Where is it? Let me see if I can put the lights on. Well, I don't think I can do that. But, since the rubber boot on the slave cylinder over here is dry, it wasn't sliding in the hole properly, so I had to lube it up. Put some WD, because WD is like magic, you know? fucking magic. So now I got it in. It's tightened. I mean, sorry I couldn't record that because I can't hold the phone and do this because I have, you know, Premiere Rush on this. So I can't really hold the phone and do it, you know, with 3 hands because I only have 2. So I had to stop recording for a second and slube it up, slide it in because it's driving me a little nuts. Now we got all that sorted. Oh shit. I mean, this turd sometimes is not, it's too big sometimes. It's going to slide in properly. I don't know, the plastic one seems to go in easier. But now, get some, jeez, look at that. It's going to be rust everywhere. Crap. Crap. Come here. Nope, not it. Remember that guy? Not it. Sorry, my life, not it. Okay, that. What's that? Equals that. Oh, no. 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 Maybe. Okay, so hold on 1 second. So this is what it looks like. We've been hooked up. That was the old setup. That kind of didn't work. Look at all the rust in the bleeder too. One thing I hate is rust. That is a pet peeve of mine. But now, with all powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Okay, hold on. Oh, like a glove. You guys love when things just come together. Literally. That's amazing. Makes me horny. Okay, so now I'm gonna pump the clutch pedal and hopefully we have no leaks. So one thing I also hate is leaks. And hopefully we can do some donuts. Now I hope I'm not pumping out freaking brake fluid everywhere. Suck. So now we're gonna open the bleeder. 10 millimeter. Get all the air out. Okay. And then we're just gonna keep tightening. Pretty much you can bleed the brakes by yourself if you want. There you can have a self bleeder. Nine. I don't even know. You can use a brake bleeder, or you can just pump the pedal, right? You can pump the pedal and keep loosening it. You can either gravity bleed too, because oh yeah, oh yeah. And this is pretty much what you can do. Like I already have clutch pressure and stuff, which is good. That's what you want. But you can also, like, and once you have pressure, break the bleeder open, come back in the car, push the pedal down, and then go back, close the bleeder, and just repeat that a couple of times if you don't have a separate set of hands. You know, that's just pretty much how I do it because I don't have help. A one-man army against the world, because the world is against me. Sometimes, not all the time. Yeah. But yeah, smell of a freaking blizzard. So what'd you do on the weekend, Kyle? Oh, you know, just worked on my car. Just bled the brakes and did the clutch because, you know, that's what I do. You push down. Okay, I guess I didn't open it enough because it's not freaking. Jeez. There you go, you can hear it squirt. No homo. Back and forth. Push it down. Okay, that's good. And once we're done and there's enough snow on the ground where I can do 4-wheel donuts, that's what we's going to do. So don't worry. All this will not be in vain. Now, I'm the type of mechanic that likes to feel things out. If you can't see it, just feel for it. Close your eyes. Use touch memory and feel things out. It's usually how I do it. You know, just touch and feely. Get all touchy feely. Flip it with your hand. Okay. That's done again. Go back. Loosen. You know? Oh, crap. Okay. Push it down. Okay. And then go back in here. Okay, it's open all the way now. You guys, I have a lot of parts that I was going to put on this car, but I had a lot of personal issues going on in my life, so YouTube kind of took a setback for a couple of months, but you know, I'm back in the game now. I just have to figure some things out, get some things sorted, and you know, just come back to it. But you know, if you're trying to do this as a business wise, you also gotta understand time waits for no man. So gotta get back, get your things to get your shit together. What? It's tight. Okay. What? No, I'm not. Hold back. I do. It's crazy. Crazy. Because nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. That's the old bat. All intents and purposes, she's the most irritating old lady on the planet, but I love her to death. That's my mama. Without mama, there would be no Jumpsuit Mafia. So be grateful for your mamas. Give them a hug or something. That woman will annoyingly take care of me forever. I'm not. But there's no like a love like a mother's love. So we're pretty much good to go. That's really all it took. Now this freaking hunk of mess I'm gonna have to deal with later because I'm gonna have to dry all this snow out. Anywho's, because this is just I've had this happen in the snow, and it's not pretty. Not pretty at all. So, now, now. Shoot. Oh, it's kind of a mess in here because my life's been a mess. So, mess plus mess equals mess. Mess, eh? Okay, so. Paper towel. God, it's like wearing a spandex suit. It's like super tight. It's tight. Alright, so now I have to clean up all the brake fluid from the area of least resistance. So that way if I have a leak and this shit don't hold up, then I really don't have a fucking problem. Because, you know, God, it makes no sense. I mean, everybody goes to the metal upgrade and blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. But guess what? The old, the master doesn't come in a metal master cylinder. The slave comes in plastic and a metal one, but everybody goes for a metal one, but the metal one doesn't fit properly. You have to get a longer bolt. So, pretty much, for me, it's just like, well, you got a plastic master, you got a plastic slave, like Mr. Slave, so why not use both? Both plastic master and slave. I mean, they're failure, but everything fails after a while. So just change it. So, you know, like the carpet to match the drape. So plastic master, plastic slave, steel braided line. Because the line that they provide for this curmudgeon is retarded. Because that line pretty much bends, goes through the battery box right here. That's also where the rack goes. And pretty much it's like a bend and a half to even, you have to bend the metal line just to get it into the master, which is nuts. And I just like, so it's just like one of those things you like ask engineers, what the fuck were you thinking? And they go like, Sparken Sie Deutsch. So, it's just sometimes you just don't know what the fuck these engineers were thinking when they're designing these fucking retarded cars. It's like, oh, let's make things different. Oh yeah, we like different, yeah. Different is good. Yeah. And then us mechanics are like, but why? But why? It's like an annoying kid. But why? I don't know why. I mean, why am I working on this freaking car in the middle of a snowstorm? Because I was really pissed off that I had to do tires on an F-250 and my back was kind of hurting and I haven't called out in a while. I was like, you know what? Let me do a video in the snow because the fans would appreciate this, you know? Look at this. It wasn't like this before, but now it is. The fans would appreciate it. So I have 10 subscribers. And look, ghetto, thug life, because that's how I roll. Oh shit, Jesus. So, oh man, I gotta clean this bar up though. Here we go, math. It's just a math. I know what that is. Yeah, fuck it. So now I gotta put the tools back in the car, and then hopefully everything is good. Because I put Daddy's Mercedes back in the driveway because that's how Daddy wants it, because it's his house. So guys, I'm trying to get a house first with a garage, you know, so support the channel. You know, if you like what you see, subscribe. If not, then don't. Just watch the videos, like it, put a dinger bell on it so you get notifications. Because I want to do, this is what I want to do for a living. You know, I want to build cars. I mean, if I knew YouTube made money like that when I had my 1JZ Lexus, I would have recorded everything for content. And I would have been up there with the big boys right now, but I didn't because I was an idiot. I thought YouTube. That's not nice. I shouldn't say that. I thought YouTube people were not cool and lazy. But honestly, it takes a lot to record and edit and do all this stuff. You know, it's like working two jobs, especially if you're recording and editing your own stuff. And you're doing the work. But, you know, that's what they do for what they love. I get it. Food. Pork fried rice, boneless spare ribs.
Okay.
Sure, eat Chinese food. She's awesome. Shit. So now I'm gonna get out of my regular clothes. Regular clothes. And my arms are cold, baby. They get stiff after a while. It's not slow motion, it's just how they move in the snow. And it's cold. They get stiff. I mean, this is the OG garage, the OG driveway. If you guys want to see any of my previous content on Instagram, go to Jumpsuit Mafia and you'll see all my work, my 1JZ work, my Supra work. I mean, I wish I could put all that stuff on, you know, YouTube, but it was just all short videos. So yeah, you know. So stay tuned for, give me a couple minutes. Let me just, oh, I gotta put these gloves. Some neighbors are cool, they're not dicks. I just don't like to leave a mess sometimes. Well, I like leaving messes a lot, you know, but I'm just a messy guy. I'm a Virgo. Usually we're clean, but I'm the messy one, the messy kind. Look at my car, it's a disaster. But yeah. So stay tuned. Let me just move my cars around and then we go for a little drift. All right, guys, what's up? I'm back again. This is what I look in regular clothes. Idiot. What happens when you have kids in your car? They just break everything. Because usually I'd mount my phone here on the cigarette thing, but not a cigarette cup holder, but you know, she broke the whole thing off, my ex-stepdaughter. But whatever. That's how kids are. They break everything. Can't expect much. So now we're going to go for a little spin. You know, check out how everything goes. See how everything goes. So we're gonna go for a test drive, see how everything is holding up now. As the clutch pedal seems to be good. We go for a little. Oh wait, damn! I forgot. Crap. There's a vacuum leak because one of the lines popped out while I was installing the clutch. Slave cylinder. Crap. As soon as I gave it gas, I remembered. Hold on. Sorry, around 47. I forgot to plug in one of the vacuum lines, and as soon as I gave the car gas, it started misfiring. And I was like, oh crap, here we go again. Car's misfiring. Oh no, shit, what's gonna happen? Hopefully nothing bad. So now we're gonna take it out on the block because this car's not on insurance yet, because I'm waiting to see if this is gonna hold up, because the alternator was also making some kind of noise which I didn't like at all. And I'm like, well, we'll see, because it was overcharging at like 15-16 volts. Now it's at normal, like say it's normal. But you know, I was just like, oh no. Well, that's kind of cool. You see that light? That's actually kind of cool. That's the one thing I like about this car is the red lighting. It's kind of cool. I'm not an A4 fan. I hate these cars. I mean, I'd rather have an S4, but I don't have S4 money. No S4 money. I could have had like 3 of them if I didn't build a Lexus, but whatever. What is this thing looking at? What are you looking at now, car? Alright, so we're gonna go record like this. My facial expressions on how this car is driving, because I don't know how this car is driving. So we're gonna find out. Next exciting episode of Dragon Schmosh Me. Alright. So we're gonna find out how the clutch pedal is. Oh, sorry. That's my shifter. Who wants to go for a spin? Just gotta knock the rust off these brakes. This car's been sitting for like 3 months because of my clutch. Oh, That's a lot better. Don't mind that noise. That's just the wheel bearing. So we're going to shut the heat off because this thing is not building any heat. So, okay, that feels good. Feels good. Oh, hello. So far it seems to be running fine. You know. Brakes also good. And I would love to drive the A8 right now, but I'm out of rear pads. I have no rear pads left because the brake pad sensor came off, and then yesterday I was driving and it pretty much went I was like, oh, look at this baby. What's happening here? I think I have no rear brakes. Alright, so we're gonna turn in here. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Look at all that snow, no. Oh, yeah. So we're gonna try and do a quick couple of donuts. And hopefully I don't crash into the curb because annoying my stupid ass. Probably what will happen. In that nice little patch right there, we're gonna do some donuts. So here we go. I don't know how this is gonna go. This might go a little weird. Might go a little sideways. Nope. Not happening. Nope. Absolutely not happening. Four-wheel drive problems. Hey, whatever, I tried. Oh, yeah. You gotta love turbo. I missed the boost. I ain't having a V8. You wouldn't have that problem with the V8. But, you know, you want a V8. So, sometimes I'd be irking for boost, but I'd have V8 power. I had 2 extra cylinders. Actually, wrong. I would have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra cylinders. No, 4 more extra cylinders, but to compensate for 1 KO3, which is what's in here right now, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? Oh man, that bearing is just annoying. Rub, rub, rub. Wow, this clutch pedal feels great. Back in the game, happy. Man, I miss boost. Boost sounds nice. After a long time of no boost, man, boost is just great. Sorry, car. I'm trying not to get sideways over here because I have good tires. I have good tires, not snow tires. I have Achilles ATR Sports and Sport 2s in front and back. So I have good tires. But I am not trying to crash right now because I just finished putting this car together. And it needs a bearing, it needs a whole bunch of control arm work and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know. Wish I could have recorded that. But I can't afford camera people yet, so we just gotta do what we got from now, buddy. But I have front mount intercooler kit. I have a big, not a big turbo, but it's off of Eclipse GSX. It's I think the TDO's I don't know, 4G turbo or something. It's 57mm trim. It's a big turbo housing. You know, good for big power. Good for big power. And I also have a standalone engine management system, EMU Black. I forgot. ECU Masters EMU Black. Yeah, I spent the money and got the nice shit. You know, because I like nice stuff. And I don't like getting tunes every other day for this car because it's annoying. I would rather do my own street tune or have it dyno tuned by somebody that can do it. You know, that's the next step. I'm gonna have this thing ECU'd out, the standalone. Once the standalone's in, get it tuned. Well, I'm gonna do the KO4 first. No, I'm gonna do the 56mm trim turbo, do all that, and then get that, at least put the ECU in first. And put the ECU in, you know, put the 550s in, probably max out the KO3 with the 550s, put the bigger fuel pump. I might just get a KO4 for now until my other dailies up and running, like the A8. It needs a valve cover gasket because it leaks oil everywhere and it's like on the verge of catching on fire. So ain't nobody need all that problem. I don't need all that. I don't need my cars catching on fire. That's the last thing I want. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna fix that, put the standalone in here, and then we're gonna have this thing good to go, I guess. I don't know. The clutch pedal feels great now. Hopefully no water leaks in because there's no thingamajiggy back there, but well, fucking I don't care. I am so tired. Of having. And then hopefully my channel goes up and I can quit my day job and then do this full time in my own garage. I look like I have giant eyes when I look this way. Like, see? My eyes look huge. And then I'm up here, it looks fine. But yeah, you know, clutch pedal feels great. You know, this is all you need to do your own stuff, I guess. I don't know. My train of thought is gone. But no, you can change your own slave cylinder. You can gravity bleed, do it as I did. Break the bleeder loose, pump the pedal down, close the bleeder, pump it back up, break the bleeder loose, push the pedal down. It'll force all the air out. So, look, I have clutch and it's fine. So, that's what you need to do. Change the slave cylinder with a stainless steel braided line and $60 worth of fittings from 034 Motorsports, which is ridiculous for that tiny little piece, is $30. And I got to get 2 of them, which is like, what the fuck? But whatever, you gotta pay to play. You always gotta pay to play in this game. You gotta get tools, you gotta get parts. Damn, my gas already went down from all that shenanigans back there. This thing eats gas. I have no idea why. This is like, maybe it's the tune, I don't know. But, you know, I'm gonna go KO4 with 550s or whatever, and it's gonna eat even more gas. And I have the built motor in the garage, and then once this thing blows up and I put that one in there, it's gonna eat even more gas because it'll be up to like 600 horsepower. But that's just not feasible for me because I don't want 600 horsepower in a 4-cylinder motor. That's too much stress on that motor, on this motor. For a 1.8 to handle 600 horsepower, that's too much. It's not feasible. Of course, these motors are cheap. You can get them anywhere and you can just build them. But I would rather have reliable power on tap, like a V8 with like 900 to 1,000 horsepower. Reliable, built, it can handle the power, it can take the abuse because it's a V8. It has 4 more cylinders to spread the load. That's what 4-cylinder guys don't understand. Yeah, you can push a lot of power, but the motors don't last long. They don't. You can tell me whatever you want, they're not gonna last too long. The blocks won't handle it, the rods won't handle it, and the bearings won't handle it because it's too many few cylinders to handle all that load. That's too much of a load. You need more capacity to handle a bigger load. So size does matter. Is that a gray hair? God, I have gray hairs now. This sucks. Getting old sucks, guys. Just remember that. But yeah. So this thing is done. Now I can put on the insurance. I can drive it for the next couple of days. Make sure the alternator doesn't go out on me because it's making noises. This car is giving me so many problems. It's just retarded. Like, and I've fixed it multiple times, but this is like the biggest curse on the planet, having this car. Even my VR6 didn't give me this many problems, besides head gaskets and chains, but I was just too afraid to drive them. This thing, blowing head gas. Oh, wait, My gas gauge is fucking retarded. I don't fucking know. It'll tell me I'm low, and then tell me I'm full. Maybe it's because it's sloshing around, and then look at my bottom teeth, and then you can't fix. Yeah, so I mean, it's sloshing around. I don't know. It gets settled down now, and it's working fine. Cause look, but this car's been all right to me. I got it with what, 167,000 miles, and now it's at 190. I mean, I've driven this car a lot. I mean, for the head gasket blowing, that was my fault because the thermostat was open, and I was driving around with an open thermostat, and the motor wasn't warming up all the way, so the head warped from all the heat cycles. And well, when you're driving a car with a pretty much not warmed up at the operating temperature, metal doesn't expand. So pretty much, and it doesn't expand and seal in the gaskets, so running it cold with the open thermostat pretty much caused it to make, like, it kind of warped a little bit, and compression was already leaking out into the system, so I created like a little path where it wasn't sealing anymore. So even when I did put a thermostat in, it started leaking even more compression into the freaking cylinders. I mean, into the cooling system, kept blowing off hoses, blowing this. It just kept getting air in the system where it would just create air pockets and overheat because it already created that path of compression to leak out because it wasn't warmed up all the way for it to seal. So that was my fault because I'm a retard. But now, I did the head gasket last year in the rain till like 1 o'clock in the morning. Well, my stupid ass, what did I do? Oh yeah, this is what I did. I did the head gasket. No, not last year. I did this in February. Yeah, I did the head gasket in February. That's when I did it, I think. I don't remember. It's kind of a long time. But I did the head gasket in the rain till 1 o'clock in the morning, and it ended up being the, whatchamacallit, I put the gasket on backwards, and I already torqued the head down and everything, and put the belt on and this and that, and guess what? It wasn't getting oil pressure to the head because the head gasket was on backwards. So then I had to pull everything back apart, literally the same night, and swap the head gasket around, like reuse the head bolts. I mean, it didn't go through heat cycles yet, so it was just stretched a little. I reused the bolts I just bought, put it back together, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was raining, and it was quite miserable, but I got it done because it had to get done. I didn't have a garage. I literally did it out here on the street because I'm a street mechanic, well, driveway mechanic. That's pretty much where all the magic happened for all my project cars. I never had a garage. It was just either a tent layered up in jumpsuits and thermals. That's how I did it. I wish I had a garage. That's what I want. So hopefully this channel blows up, and you know, I can get paid by sponsors and stuff, so I can just get a house with a nice 2-bay garage, and I can put my lift in there. Man, it'd be set. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like what you see, if you like the content, subscribe, hit the ding button, like, subscribe, hit the ding button, hit the bell for, you know, notifications, and stay tuned for more content. Peace.